Hello everyone. So today we shall discuss about the modified Widman flap technique. The modified Widman flap technique is used to treat periodontal pockets deeper than 5 to 6 millimeters, and it's a surgical technique to treat periodontal pockets. The indications for modified Widman flap are there should be sufficient width of attached gingiva and presence of horizontal bone defects without the need of any osseous recontouring. So modified Widman flap basically involves 3 incisions. The first incision is the internal bevel incision, where you use a 15 number blade and the gingiva, and it begins, the first incision or the internal bevel incision begins about 0.5 to 1 millimeters apical to the gingival margin, where the blade is directed towards the crest of the alveolar bone, keeping the blade parallel to the long axis of the tooth. The intention here is to remove the pocket lining and preserving as much of gingiva as possible. The procedure can be performed for one teeth or more than one teeth. The incision or the first incision follows the contour of the gingiva. This is followed by a second incision called as the sulcular incision, wherein the blade is again held parallel to the long axis of the teeth and placed in the sulcular region to separate this collar of gingiva which was created in the first incision. The blade should contact the tooth surface always while it's moving from the distal end to the mesial end. This will separate the gingival collar from the tooth surface and the attachment at the root surface. Once the first and second incision is given, now the third incision, called as the interdental incision, which helps to remove attachment of the gingiva in the interdental zone. After the 3 incision, a curette is used to remove the separated gingival portion. This helps to eliminate the periodontal pocket wall as well as create a sharp contour for approximation of the flaps. After the 3 incisions, a periosteal elevator is used to reflect the flap. A full thickness mucoperiosteal flap is reflected to expose the marginal bone and assess the contour of the bones. Similar process will be performed on the palatal aspect or the lingual aspect as well. After complete reflection, debridement of this area is continued with the use of either universal curette or area specific Gracie curettes. Again, to re-emphasize, modified Widman flap does not involve alteration of the bone contours. Once the debridement or degranulation is completed, the flaps are sutured back in the position. So to summarize, modified Widman flap is indicated when there is sufficient width of attached gingiva, when the pocket depths are around 5 to 6 millimeters, and there is horizontal bone loss without the need of osseous recontouring.